You are most welcome. Primary 6 children, once again. We are looking at another aspect in our lesson 8. Remember, in lesson 7, we talked about the formation of abstract nouns. Now here, in this lesson 8, we are looking at a very simple structure. This structure is taught right from primary 3. This one here. That is using prefer. So it will continue even up to P7. Now, how do we use prefer? And what does it mean? We use prefer to mean that one thing is better than the other. One thing is better than the other. Or it is more than the other. So one has to make a choice. If they give you something or two things, that means of the two things, there must be one that you should prefer or that you should choose. But not both, because they will give you a condition that A and B, choose one. So you have to look at the two and make a decision. Which one am I supposed to choose? That is when we shall be using the word prefer. Let's look at the rules of using the word prefer. Prefer has got some rules. One, the first rule, it uses preposition to. That is the first rule. Rule number 2, it does not use more than, stroke, better than. That is the second rule. So when we use preposition to, that means it is the one that replaces the position of better than and more than. So in the position of more than, we shall be using the preposition what? To. So another rule is that when we are referring to singular nouns and pronouns, singular, or I can call them singulars in simple terms. Singulars are supposed to have letter S, ES, IES, ending the main verb. Then we have the plurals. If they are plurals, that means the main verb does not change. If I talk more about this, I talked about this when we are looking at the present simple tense, where we talked about singular nouns and pronouns adding the letter S, ES or IES. Then the plurals do not add S. That means the main verb does not change. So these are the rules of joining sentences using the word prefer. Preposition to the first, and where you have used to, don't use more than and don't use better than. Look at these examples. Examples number 1. My uncle likes reading novels more than reading My uncle likes reading novels more than reading storybooks. So there are two choices here, reading novels and reading storybooks. But here you are talking about your uncle liking reading novels more than reading storybooks. That means the choice of your uncle is reading novels, but not storybooks. So if you have to use prefer, here the answer is going to be my uncle prefers. Letter S is ending to the main verb prefer because we are talking about the singular noun. This is your uncle. One. So my uncle prefers. What does he prefer? He prefers reading novels to reading storybooks. This will be the answer. My uncle prefers reading novels to reading storybooks. Maybe something I want to explain here. Listen carefully. That when there are two action verbs, this is reading here in the first sentence, and still it is in the second sentence. It must be repeated. It's not supposed to be used once. What am I trying to say? If you come here and say, my uncle prefers reading novels to storybooks, that one will be wrong. Why? Because when you say prefers reading novels to storybooks, what do you mean? Carrying them or taking them somewhere? So you must repeat the action, reading storybooks and reading novels. That means that he reads storybooks and also he reads the novels. Look at example 2. Example 2. I like buns more than cookies. So this one you come here and say, I prefer buns to cookies. This will be the answer. This I has not changed the verb prefer. It remains unchanged because of pronoun I. So we have looked at how to use the word prefer. Master the usage of the preposition to. It has now replaced the word more than. That is all about the use of the word prefer. You will find the notes there in the hard copy. Put everything in your exercise books and then do the given activity. I wish you success.